Hello everyone, it's Debbie. I just thought I'd make a video. It's been a long time since I've made a video, but I had some things on my mind. So this is 4th of July weekend in the United States. And I was thinking about freedom. And I'm not going to talk about a country's freedom. I'm going to talk about our personal freedom in our thoughts. Freedom for us to have our spiritual walk, our individual spiritual walk with Creator, what we think that is, and how we're influenced by our families, our upbringing, our, whatever religion, dogma that you might have gone to. So those things influence us. And things we don't even know or are conscious of influence us all the time. Influence our freedom to think for ourselves, to be free to believe and to know what our hearts tell us, what our intellectual thought away from influences would tell us. For example, I know someone who was raised in a foreign country for 12 years, till they were 12, because his parents were missionaries. Well, he had a unique opportunity to not be influenced by American television. He didn't have American television. He didn't have any television, I don't think. So he didn't get the programming that's built into every TV show, every news show, every newspaper, every radio station that we listen to. He didn't have that growing up during his developmental years. He had his parents and his religion, that whatever religion they were, I don't even know. But he didn't have all those outside influences. And when I met this person, I could tell that they weren't aware of those kind of things. So they could think more independently. They could think more clearly, really. Because we are stuck in this, people call it the matrix. We're stuck in this program that has parameters in it that, people talk about the algorithm. Well, the algorithm won't let you do this or that or whatever, Well, we all have been programmed that way in our minds. So when I was taught meditation by these meditation teachers called the Aishayas, ascension teachers, when I was taught their technique, they explained to us how everything that happens to us in our life is like a groove on a record. Good or bad, doesn't matter. And they used to always say, good or bad, who's to say? Because it doesn't really matter. It's just a groove created in your nervous system. And as you meditate, you're slowly erasing those grooves. And your mind becomes clearer and clearer. And you get closer and closer to Source. So, because when you came into this world, you were clear. You were coming from Source energy. You were clear. You didn't have any kind of expectations, judgments, thoughts, independent from Source. But as you grew up, things happened to you. Your parents influence you, your siblings, your teachers, your coaches, whoever it is. Just society in general. And those things influence your thoughts and your feelings, and you're not even always aware of that. But as you do your meditation practice, those things get erased. Okay? So then you get clearer and clearer, and as you get closer to Source, you realize that those things are just what the Buddhists would call Maya. It's just all Maya. It's not important. It's not relevant to your soul. Your soul wants to return to source. Of course, we're here to have an experience, a human experience, and to learn new things. But it's all part of what your soul is here to do, and then it returns to source. So I want you to ask yourself today, are you really free? Are you spiritually free? Have you let the media, social media, Facebook, all those things, TikTok, whatever you do, are they influencing you so much that you can't listen to your heart, listen to your Christ center that's inside you, and know what the truth is and know what freedom is? Because if you can't separate yourself from that stuff and think for yourself independently, then you're not truly free. And of course, I'm just as guilty as everyone to falling into that trap of being influenced by what I hear, different people I listen to. Even if it's not the regular stations, I listen to other people that have their own opinions about things. And sometimes it gets rather confusing when something comes up that doesn't jive with what I've been thinking before. And so now it's time to go within when that happens and figure it out for myself. What does my Christ say? What does myself, my truth, my freedom thinking for myself, from my heart, how does that feel? How does that feel in my body? Does that feel like the truth? Does that feel like someone else trying to manipulate the narrative? You know, that's what you have to do. So, and in metaphysics, we call this discernment, of course. We have to have our own discernment over these things. We have to decide, is this person being truthful? Is this a truth that I can agree with? Or is it a manipulation for an agenda? You know, lots of people have their own agenda. They have their own reasons why they want you to think a certain way and how they want to influence society or the culture or whatever, or even your individual families. There's a lot of families that are split right now because they have different ideas of what the truth is. So I encourage you all to disconnect from some of the things that influences you for a while and go within and search for your deeper truth so you can have real freedom. You know, and if that means shutting off your phone, shutting off your TV, shutting off your computer, your iPad, all those things, stop listening to people, stop, following the news. A lot of people I know don't listen to the news, which is, they're probably a lot more clear than I am. But it's important to take the time, which I do every day, meditate, to go within and see how I really feel, see where I feel the truth is, to keep my freedom, to keep my center and my peace, and not let anything disturb that. Because when I do that, I feel peaceful. I'm not worried. I'm not anxious. I'm feeling like things are going in a positive direction. And not to say that the waters aren't rough right now, but as long as we don't hold on to the shore and we go with the flow of the river, we're going to be okay. That's what I think. That's what my truth is. What is yours? I'd love to hear. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube and let me know how you're feeling. Aloha.